Hey, welcome back to 30 Days of Mindful Movement. For your second week, it is going to be an air class. So we are going to go upside down just a little bit. Don't worry, I'm going to walk you all the way through it and there will be modifications for you. My name is Jacquelyn Umof. You guys know me as Action Jacquelyn, and I am so excited to be here teaching at the Aloe Yoga YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. And for this practice, I will be using a set of yoga blocks. All right, so let's get started. Let's start back on our hands and knees. So shoulders are going to be over wrists. Hips are over our knees. Close the eyes for just a second. And I just want you to rotate around this hands and the knees, just getting yourself into your body. You can move any direction that you want. Keeping the eyes closed though, so you're not thinking or focusing out. You're just completely focusing in on yourself. On your body, you can kind of go sideways, move around, arching the back, just really getting into all the little crevices of your body, moving around. No rhyme or reason, just letting the body do its thing. Breathing deeply. Maybe moving the head to stretch the neck, stretch the spine, stretch the shoulders. Good, and then come back into neutral spine. We're going to take a nice big inhale in, come into our cow pose for cat-cow. So inhale, lift the chest and heart up. Exhale, push the hands and knees into the floor, pull the belly up in towards the spine, push the floor away. Really create that hollow, hollowing back. And then inhale as we lift the head back up. Shoulders draw down the back, heart lifts up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Spread the shoulder blades wide. Again, rotating through one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders draw down the back, lift the head and chest. Really stretch the front of the neck. Last time, tuck the tailbone under, pull the navel into the spine so much that you get super light and airy on the top of the back. Good job. We're going to take the right arm up, reach up, expand through the chest, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, reach the right arm underneath, bring the right side of the head to the ground. We're going to stay here for a few breaths to help open up the thoracic spine, to also let that blood flow down into the head. So we're slightly inverted here. It's always good to just move our bodies in a different way, bringing our head and our heart and hips in different directions so that we can let the blood flow in different directions as well. Good, one more deep breath in, and then reach the fingertips back up towards the sky. And then place the hand back down. Good job. Let's go to the other side. Lift the left arm up, expand through the chest, reach up really high, and then exhale, thread the arm through, bring the left ear to the floor, let the left shoulder come to the floor. Use the right hand to root into the ground and take the twist even a little bit further. One more deep breath in, and then press into the floor to reach the arm back up where we started and bring the hands down. Nice job. All right, we're gonna grab your blocks now, and you're gonna take your elbows onto the blocks. So taking the elbows here to open up the shoulders and the spine a little bit more. So you can take it, this is called puppy pose. So you can bring the head all the way down like this, keeping the arms exactly where they are. If you want a little bit more, you can take the palms together, squeeze the elbows in towards the ears, and bring the hands back towards the upper spine. If this is all too much for you still, then I would recommend just moving the blocks out of the way and doing this right here flat on the ground. So the hips are really high. You're reaching the fingertips forward and you're just letting those shoulders open up. All right, so you could modify there. You could use the blocks like this with the arms straight, or you could bring the palms together, let the head tuck down in between the blocks, bring the elbows in towards the ears, and then bring those hands towards the upper spine. Good. Pull that navel in towards the spine. Even though we're kind of in this passive stretch, I always like to engage my core, maybe like 30%. Just so it's supportive and it's on. It's connecting our upper body to our lower body. So it's good to just keep it awake. When you breathe in, I want you to imagine air coming in, expanding through the chest, expanding the shoulders, releasing tension in the neck. Really, truly believing in the power of the breath, its power to cleanse, create space, expand. Breathe all the way down to the toes. And on your next exhale, come on up very gently, since we held that for quite a while. Move those blocks out to the side and come on up. I just want you to just shake those shoulders around, a couple of arm circles here. Good, and then just open up those arms, just flapping them in towards yourself, letting the blood circulate through. You can close the eyes, let the breath just be nice and heavy. Good, and then let's take nice big arm circles. Really big and expansive movements. Letting that breath be deep and powerful. Reverse directions. Taking up space with your body and your breath. Good, and then place the hands on the knees, settle into the body, experience the body. Notice if the heart is racing. Just noticing, just becoming aware and connected to what's going on in your body without judgment, without stories, just completely being. Good. Keeping the eyes closed. Take a nice big inhale in. Open the arms out wide. Bring the hands up above the head so the palms touch together. Reach up, open the eyes, look up towards the fingertips. Really lengthen through the sides of the waist. See if you can get taller. Actually try to touch the ceiling. Imagine that you're touching your roof. Reach, reach, reach. Longer, 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 and then exhale, bring the hands down. Nice job. Reach those arms forward. Let's tuck those toes underneath us, and let's press it all the way back to downward facing dog. So just pedal at those feet, kind of get all those little fidgets out, find your position, get settled in, spread those fingers out wide, root those first fingers and thumbs into the ground, root your big toes. Pull the navel in towards the spine and think about lengthening the tailbone up into the sky. Breathe. Good, and then right from here, we're going to reach ourselves up and over. So think about lifting up high onto the toes, creating that Halloween cat like we did in the beginning of class, really pushing the floor away to expand the upper chest and upper spine, and then come forward all the way into our high plank pose. So shoulders land right over those wrists, fingers spread wide. Bring those toes together, squeeze those inner thighs together, lift the navel up and towards the spine. And just imagine yourself as a light piece of wood. Imagining that you are just super light, full of air. And your body is just floating right over those hands. Continue to hold, finding strength through your breath, re-energizing yourself with every single breath that comes in and out of your body. Knowing that you can just do one more breath. Take a nice big inhale in, lifting from the navel, pull the navel in towards the spine to initiate the movement back up into downward facing dog. Spread wide across the shoulder blades, lengthen the sides of the waist. Tailbone reaches high up into the sky. One more time, lift up high onto the toes. Roll through one vertebrae at a time so the shoulders land over the wrists. And we're going to lower the left elbow down, and then we're going to lower the right elbow down. So now we are in our elbow plank, forearm plank. Make sure that the forearms are like railroad tracks with each other, so they're parallel. Fingers are still pressing into the floor, so try not to just have them kind of loose there. You're actually still rooting down into those fingertips. Everything still applies here. So you want to press into the elbows, pull the navel in towards the spine, hug those outer hips in, and imagine yourself as this light piece of wood, like a light plank wood, just hovering over those arms like no big deal, full of air and breath and lightness. Pull those lower abs in. Good. Lower the knees back down onto the floor. And let's take a child's pose right there. So you can just reach those arms, let them rest. Open up the knees if you need to, or you can keep them together like I do. Just let the head be heavy. Catch your breath before we head back into that same forearm plank. Visualizations are very, very powerful. So follow along with that. Really try to imagine yourself super light, like a feather. It's amazing what our brains can do when we use our imagination. You really literally will feel lighter. Good. Take a nice big inhale in. Exhale. Let's come forward again. So we're going to come forward onto our elbows. Fingertips point forward. So starting here on our knees this time gives us a little bit of a head start. So pull the navel in towards the spine. Reach the left leg back first. Make sure it's nice and engaged and strong. And then pull the navel up even more as you bring the other leg to meet it. Good. Lower belly squeezes in. Lengthen through the top of the head. Lengthen out through the heels. Press into the floor even more to create space in the shoulders and wide across the shoulder blades. Imagine yourself as that light piece of wood just floating. Super solid and strong, yet so light. Good. Now from here, hold it here. Pull the navel in so much that the hips begin to lift up high. And you're going to walk those toes up. So we're going to come into our dolphin pose. Keeping the fingers spread apart, fingers spread wide, and also the hands separated still in our railroad tracks there. Good. So now we're back into that inversion like we started. Let the blood kind of settle into this new position. Breathe. If ever you need to come down into child's pose, definitely take it for yourself. Good. And we're going to experiment with our balance here. So pressing the elbows into the floor, pull the lower belly in towards the spine, lift the right leg up. Just notice what happens with the body. Can you lengthen more in the sides of the waist? Can you spread the fingers out wide? Can you maybe root down more into the left leg? Maybe you can shoot more energy out through the right leg. Good, and then lower the foot down. One more time, other side. Inhale, really reach that top leg up. Expand the leg. Lengthen the sides of the waist. Good. Push the floor away. Breathe. Lower the back leg down. And then we're going to walk it back into our forearm plank. Try to stay with me and use that breath. Every breath is going to give you a new sense of energy. Nice. Can you come now back onto the hands, just like how we started? Back onto the hands. Squeeze the tailbone underneath you and then reach it all the way back. Good job. Again, if you ever need to take a child's pose, definitely take a child's pose. Good. Let's walk the feet up towards the top of the mat. Release those arms. We've been doing a lot on those arms already. Take a nice big inhale in, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, lower back down. Again, inhale, reach the crown of the head forward, swoop the arms out and up, reach the fingertips up towards the sky, and exhale, release the hands down. Close the eyes. Let's take a few deep breaths here in Tadasana pose. Finding our balance, rooting ourselves into a neutral spine. Just taking a quick scan of the body. So starting with the big toes. Big toes are rooting down into the floor. Arches of feet are lifting. Heels are pressing into the ground. Kneecaps lift, thighs lift, thigh bones descend slightly back to lengthen the lower spine. Navel pulls in and up. Ribs are soft, shoulders are wide, heart is high. Neck is lengthened and the crown of the head is reaching up towards the sky. Blink the eyes open. Circle the arms out and up. Nice big inhale in. Exhale, fold forward all the way down. Inhale, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, place the hands down. Reach the left leg back. Reach the right leg back. Good. We're here back in our high plank again. Reach the crown of the head forward. Bring those shoulders just slightly over those fingertips. This time, squeeze the elbows in to come down into your chaturanga. Hold it here for just a second. Come up into the tops of the toes. Press into the hands to come all the way up into your upward facing dog. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart up nice and high. And then with the power of the belly, you're going to pull the navel in so much that the hips shoot all the way back. So I always like to think of the belly really initiating those movements of going forward and back. It all starts in the navel. Good. We're going to do that one more time, a little bit faster. If you want to try hopping forward, definitely go for it. We're going to hop to the front of the mat. Make sure that your hands are spread out nice and wide. You're rooting down through the first finger and thumb. Come up high onto the toes. Take a little bend. Maybe hop forward all the way to the top of your mat. Good. Inhale, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, lower down. Root to rise. Inhale, exhale. Come all the way up. Reach those fingertips up super high, up towards the sky, and then bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, crown of the head forward. Exhale, lower down. Maybe you want to try hopping back. If you're going to hop back, you can just make sure you land in chaturanga arms. So take a little hop back, bend those elbows right away, squeeze those elbows in, lift the heart up, lift the chest up, squeeze those shoulder blades together. With the power of the belly, pull the navel in and then shoot those hips back. Good job. One more time. Inhale, lift up high onto the toes. Exhale, bend those knees and jump forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, lower down. Root down through the feet to come all the way up. Reach those arms up super high. Lengthen the sides of the waist. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Swoop the arms out and up like bird wings, reaching up. And then exhale, open up those wings as you expand all the way down towards the floor. Inhale, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, plant those hands. Bend those knees, land in your chaturanga. Navel is up and in. Squeeze those shoulder blades together to lift and support the heart. Exhale, come all the way back. Nice job. Settle here. Just stay with your breath. Knowing that every time you do get a little bit out of breath, that it will calm down. It takes like 30 seconds or so for the breath, or maybe a minute to just calm down. So stay with your breath. Good. From here, we're just going to lower back down onto those elbows. So right away, come back down, back in our dolphin pose. Good. Staying strong and solid. Lift up that right leg up. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to bring the right knee to the right tricep and then all the way back out. Good job. Bring it all the way back in. 4 more just like this. And reach it out. Exhale. Knee to tricep. Inhale. Exhale. Knee to tricep. Inhale. Last time. All the way in. Good job. Reach it all the way back and back into dolphin pose. Breathe. You can take a child's pose if you need it. We're going to go straight onto the other side. So 5 times just like that, using the power of your breath, staying with your breath. Inhale in, lengthen out through the sides of the waist. Exhale, pull the navel in towards the spine and back out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale, actually try to touch that tricep. Reach it all the way back. Place the foot down. Lower those knees down onto the floor. And then reach those arms forward. Let your head just come down into child's pose. You can let the arms just kind of go wherever. If you want to bring them back behind you, that feels really nice to let the shoulders go since we just did a ton of shoulder work. And then just breathe deeply in and out through the nose. Good. Really settling in. Let the body work its magic of resituating everything, coming back into a steady pace. Good. Reach those arms forward. Come all the way back up onto all fours and then back into downward facing dog. Nice. Let's lift the right leg up. Take a nice big inhale in. Exhale. Let's bring the feet or the right foot in between the hands. Let's swivel the back toe underneath us and reach those arms forward and up for warrior one. Rooting down through those feet, feeling nice and sturdy. Reaching those arms up nice and high. Bring the palms together to reach up higher to the sky. And then exhale, bring those hands back down towards the floor. Shoot that leg back and take your vinyasa. So shoulders go over the fingertips. Squeeze the elbows in towards the midline of the body. Pull the lower belly in and up. Lift the heart up. And then pull the navel in to bring the hips back. Nice job. Inhale, reach the left leg up, lengthen the sides of the waist. Exhale, bring that left foot in between the hands, swivel the back heel down, reach the arms forward and up. Bringing that front knee over that front heel, feeling nice and long on the sides of the waist. And then reach up, look up, bring the palms together to lengthen the sides of the waist even more. Try to touch the sky. And then open up those arms, expand down, reach that left leg back, Bring the shoulders over the fingertips. Squeeze the elbows in towards the midline. Pull that belly in. Lift up high through the chest and heart. And then exhale all the way back to downward facing dog. Good job. Settling into downward facing dog, knowing that although it's like this stable place that we always come back to, there's always something to think about here. You can put your attention into your feet, your toes. Maybe you want to think about knitting the ribs together. But whatever it is, I invite you to just focus on one little thing every time you come to downward facing dog. There's always something that could use a little bit more attention or awareness. Good, and then from here, we're gonna lower down back onto those elbows, come into our dolphin pose one more time. And then from here, we're just going to walk ourselves out into a plank pose. So we're gonna practice going from dolphin pose to plank pose. So walking ourselves up, lifting those hips up high into the sky, and then lowering ourselves down into a high plank pose. Really rooting down through the fingertips and then lifting those hips up high. Just really noticing what happens in the body when you begin to shift up and down. Good job. Lowering down. Let's do that 2 more times. All the way up. And all the way down. And 1 more time, all the way up. Trying to keep those ears in line with those upper arm bones. And lower all the way down for your forearm plank. Hold it here for a few more breaths. Pull the navel in towards the spine. Reach to the crown of the head. And then lower all the way down onto our bellies. Good job. So staying here for Sphinx pose. Close your eyes and just let yourself settle into the floor. Let those shoulders release. Good. And open those eyes. We're going to come all the way down onto the floor. Grab those hands and place them on the outside of the mat. So we have like these little cupcake hands. Like your hands are covering a cupcake that they don't want to smash down. And lift the head and chest and heart up. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, lift it up. This time we're going to take our shoulder down, so right shoulder down, and then come back up into the center. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. So tapping the shoulder onto the floor, lifting the crown up high in between each one. Last time, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Nice job. Come back into the center. Bring those elbows back underneath you. All right, so now we are going to do a forearm stand. So if you'd like to take yourself against the wall, definitely do that if you feel like you need some protection for yourself. So I will walk you through it, and it'll be pretty fun. So we've been doing all these forearm stands to help us strengthen ourselves, to ground ourselves, so that by the time we do get upside down, we feel very light and but supported. So just to start, let's bring those elbows down just like we've been doing, with the forearms parallel to one another. Hands are planted down to the ground. Hands are really spread out wide. That's like the biggest mistake I see. People kind of like, they lose the grounding of the hands and the wrists. So spread those fingers out wide. Really have your base here. So we're gonna come back into dolphin. So let's reach the left leg back behind us, square off those hips, pull the navel in towards your spine, reach the other leg back, lift those hips up nice and high. Good. So to start, what I would do is just pick one leg up to start. So just kind of rock yourself back and forth. So you're staying on one toe and you're just rocking forward and back, noticing what happens when your weight comes forward and noticing when your weight goes back. Good, switch legs, pull the other leg in. So you're making like this little flamingo leg and you're just going forward and back, just experimenting, connecting with your body, noticing which muscles turn on when you go forward and back. Good. So now what we'll do is we'll lift one leg up. So I just want you to practice kind of lifting the leg up, tapping it back down. So lift it up. I want you to push onto the ball of the toe, getting really comfortable with that opposite leg because that's your kickstand. That's what's lifting you up. So it should feel rooted, very rooted though, before you lift up. Good. Let's switch the other side. Lift that other leg up and reach through those toes and down. Reach through those toes and down. Reach up and down. Good job. Let's take a little breather. So that was just like our little prep, going back and forth, kind of figuring out what's going on, where's our balance, where's our body. As you can see, I'm like kind of out of breath because this is hard work. So if that's enough for you and that was new for you, then I would definitely suggest that you just keep doing that. Those little exercises that I just did, if you want to experiment trying to hop up into it, then let's definitely go for it. So let's place those hands and elbows down, just like we talked about before. We're going to root down into the right leg. And what I like to do is I like to bend the standing leg. My other leg is nice and straight. And you can just try to hop. And you just press into those hands and elbows. So you don't want to necessarily just bring both legs up at the same time. That's going to be super crazy and you might fall over. So think about just the one leg. You're just thinking of one leg going up. So one leg just lifts, bend the little kickstand leg and just maybe barely come off the floor. Just a little bit. The opposite leg is reaching up to the sky. So you want to think about just reaching the other leg straight out. You don't even want to think about bringing the legs together yet. You're just pressing into the hands with the elbows, reaching and lengthening the sides of the waist like we've been doing the whole class, and then come back down. Good job. So that's why we did a lot of those things where we brought the hands together, lengthen the sides of the waist, right? It's the same idea when your hands and elbows are on the floor. You want to think about lengthening the sides of the waist. So you're pushing into the elbow so much that this whole side area lengthens and gets longer, but it's upside down. So obviously you have to think about the foot reaching up to the sky. Okay, let's try that one more time on the other side. So elbow down, hands down. So everyone has a better side. Definitely my right side is my better side, but that's okay. So you're gonna bend the left knee, other leg is straight up and towards the sky. Maybe you just give a little kick and that's it. Tiny little kick. Keep that other leg super duper straight though. Little kick, maybe, oh. Don't do that. If you fall at home, that's totally fine. I told you my left side is not as good. All right, let's try it again. Okay, come onto the hands and the elbows. Good, bend the knee and just straighten up. I probably fell because my hips were a little not squared off. Good, so reach that top leg up. Think about pulling up, reaching the sides of the waist, reach the left leg, and then come back down. So that's why it's really important to keep the hips super level when you come up and to think about rooting down so you can lift up. All right, I'm like totally out of breath. I'm sure you guys are at home too. All right, so let's settle down since we kind of got our breath going, our blood flow moving in a completely different direction. Let's just start by coming into a child's pose to let the blood regulate down. So reach those arms forward and let the head come all the way down to the floor. We'll take a few counter stretches on our back as well. Good, and breathe. And then let's reach those arms behind us. Let's take the hands actually all the way behind us. So clasp those hands behind your back. And then we're going to come onto the crown of the head. So you're going to lift up onto those knees and come forward onto the crown of the head.
Now, if you can, you're going to reach those arms up overhead with the hands clasped, opening up those shoulders, just doing a lot of reverse stretching of all that shoulder work that we did. If this is too much on your neck for whatever reason, then definitely just keep those hips down on the ground and lift those arms up on their own. Otherwise, you can come all the way onto the head. Let the hands be heavy over the head. Good, lower all the way down. Let the arms just rest down by the sides of your legs. And let's come on up and let's take a short Savasana just to let ourselves really experience our bodies and experience the practice. Let everything settle in. So just let those hands lift up towards the sky, toes open up. Tuck those shoulders slightly underneath you. Let the heart just be nice and open. Open up to the sky, open up to new possibilities. Just settle in here, experiencing all of the effects of our beautiful practice. Feeling light on the earth, filling ourselves up with new cleansing air. Letting the work go, letting the stories go, and just breathe. Take one more inhale in. Reach the arms overhead, reach the toes long, expanding through the entire body. And then exhale, let's roll over to our sides, come up into a seated position. Bring the hands to the heart center. Close the eyes, bow the head down towards your heart as a humbling symbol of gratitude for our beautiful bodies that we get to live in every single day. I'm so proud of you for coming to this class, showing up for yourself, and showing yourself some love and care. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Jacquelyn Umof. Make sure you subscribe to the Aloe Yoga YouTube channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.